Hello and congratulations on the purchase of your new ABT Omega Lite quantitative algorithm. So guys, this very much like the Alpha Lite, it is based on volatility against momentum, except that the volatility here is presented to you in a different way. So let's go ahead and find out how to access your indicator and also bring it up into the chart and start using it. But before we do that, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Please do me the favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is Arca. Let's go ahead and dive in to the Omega Lite user guide. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and identify where we can actually pull the XRP, the Omega Lite indicator, right? So just like on the first video for your Alpha Lite, let's go ahead and identify this using this arrow here. You want to make sure to click on that little option up here, right? That's your indicator section, strategies and metrics, right? So let's click on that and make sure to go into the invite only section, right, guys? So this is the area here where you would find the proprietary trading algorithms and indicators here for the ArcaBulls trade systems. Now, know this, guys. Apparently, there's a change in the TradingView policy here. So it appears as though the free tier for the TradingView membership is not able to bring you up the invite-only selection here. So it looks like you would either have to choose the selection of the Essentials subscription package, or you can actually choose the Pro Plus, or the Premium, right? So the one that I'm using here is the Premium because it doesn't give you a cap on how many indicators you can use, right? I think the Essentials will let you use only 3 instances of indicators that you would choose to have at any one time. And there is a limited chart count of where you can save your chart saves, right? So the Premium account allows you to have unlimited chart saves. And yeah, that's just that was just a quick little note here that I wanted to kind of show you guys. All right, so now saying that you would pick up your Essentials Pro Plus, or Premium tier of subscription for TradingView, which, by the way, you can find in the links in the description below. I am an affiliate, and it certainly helps me if you sign up using that. So yeah, let's go ahead and make sure to click on that indicator strategies and metrics zone or selection there so that this window can pop up. So next, what we want to do here, guys, is make sure to identify in the invites only that you can, you can identify the the Omega Lite, right? So Omega Lite is located here. Do me the favor, make sure to hit that little yellow star here, right? Because that is how you're going to be able to just, kind of pull it up here or recall it from the favorites section. Now, the favorites section is located slightly to the right of the indicator section, right? That little drop down arrow there now brings you favorites, and you can have them all in here. Okay, guys, so let's go ahead and now select it from your favorites, or you can actually select it from where you were before. It's up to you, right? So let's go ahead and identify the Omega Lite algorithm. Okay, so here we are in the Omega Lite algorithm, guys, and this is already displaying to you several different things, right? So what I want you to know, first of all, is that yes, this is based on more traditional volatility, opposing the volatility type that Alpha 1 or Alpha Lite is using, right? So Alpha Lite is using the whole moving averages and the expansion and contraction against a crossover strategy that you choose on moving averages, right? So very similarly to that, this is actually using traditional volatility in linear, right? Similar to what we use here with the volatility heat map, which is, I'm just going to go ahead and show it to you, right? So it very much like this here, right? So this is kind of the volatility that this algorithm reads. Okay, so now that you have that as a notion here, where there is a bullish crossover by the selection of you can choose the crossover that you want, right? So let's say that you want to go inside of the options menu here, right? So make sure to go into, I'm going to point at the, I'm going to use the arrow here to point at it, right? So let's go into your user settings on this, right? So that's going to be right here at the settings of your indicator, right? So click on settings, and then that window pops up, right? So now that window pops up, you're going to notice here that under style, there are a lot of options for you to change the colors for you to stylize as you like. Okay, say for example you don't like that background, right? You don't like the what's called the bare phase active background, so you can absolutely you know, kind of get rid of those things here by simply removing let's see, where is it here? So we're gonna do, let's just go one by one here, guys, because we're gonna remove it here together, right? Let's see. So where are you? There you go. So lines on the graphic objects, right? You want to go ahead and just get rid of them like this. You can do that, right? And you can also get rid of the table that it comes out with down here at the bottom right, right? You can do that like this. Okay, now say for example you wanted this thing to just be completely bare, right? So you can actually just leave your bear signal and bull signal here on. Let's get rid of your slow moving average and the fast moving average and the shading of that as well, right? So now the next thing you want to do is get rid of your lines, right? And get rid of your weekly tops and weekly bottoms, right? So previous weekly high and previous weekly low are displayed to you like this. So what this shows you now is that all you have is on display here is the bear phase commencing, or the bear phase is over. Right, so in this case here, you see the bear phase comes in and you have that downside. A little tip here for you: volatility is, infinitely more sensitive to the price direction of the downside than it is for the upside. So naturally speaking, Omega LITE, or the Omega family indicators and algorithms, they are the bear identifiers, right? They are the literally the omega to the alpha, right? So, or the yin to the yang here. So make sure that you can observe this, as this is locating your weakness on the upside so that it can show you when that upside is done, which makes a pretty good reader for upside coming in, upside trends coming in, right? I mean, I absolutely love it that it can give you that. Okay, so no matter the strategy, right? Let's just go ahead and put everything kind of back here the way it was from stock, right? So this is partially what happens here. When you choose the crossover, which we're going to go over right now, when you choose the crossover, right, it'll use the volatility against the crossover and signal it, hopefully when they both meet, and it usually does it like that, right? So the volatility could start expanding beyond the criteria signal, which is already embedded there as a hard rule. Right, so when it does cross, it'll wait for the crossover confirmation of the moving average sets that you have to choose, or that you would choose. Now, remember that I do have this set as a pretty well balanced. It's already defined. It's predefined for you, right? So I'm using it as a good balance between everything that it can trade. So it can trade cryptocurrencies, traditional equities, it can trade Forex for foreign exchange, right? Futures, it can trade commodities, it can trade it all, okay, guys? So if this is something that you would absolutely like to partake on, great. All right, so now, guys, the one little thing here to tell you, right? Remember that this is your prior weekly low is telling you what this target is, and your prior weekly high, right? So these are critical targets to kind of have always just present, right, guys? And okay, so now next, let's go ahead and take a look at those crossovers before we look at the little dialog box. And yeah, so let's go ahead and go now into your settings, right? So let's go to the settings window, into inputs, sorry. So here is where you can choose your strategy, right, guys? So you have a fast moving average and a slow moving average here. So these are based around simple moving average criteria, and you can select the more popular ones, right? You can select your let's just say, for example, your 21 over 55 or the 20 over the 50, right, which is a popular one. You can choose the 50 over the 200. You can choose the 50 over the 100, right? There are many different criteria for this. You can also choose the 10 moving average, 10 period, over the 20 period. That's another famous one as well, right? So, and then you can also choose for more immediate short-term time frame trading, even down to as low as, I mean, whatever you want, really, right? You can do an SMA 5 over an SMA 7 or an SMA 10, right? So that would be your larger number is always the slower moving moving average. Okay, so what happens here is that when the shorter moving average crosses above the slower one, that usually means a bull signal can fire. So the Omega Lite algorithm takes into consideration the the pivot, right? So if it's postured too far low, then it may not fire the signal, right? So it really kind of waits for its own type of validation here to determine the continuation of the downside or the upside. Okay, so now moving on to the table here, you have a few different things that are displayed here, right? So this is just your title here, your Omega Lite. And below that, you have your fast moving average telling you what value it's sitting in right now, right? So your fast moving average is at 326.99, and your slow moving average is at 340.61, which are these two, right? So now the values of them is quite obviously the value. So now it also gives you the spread difference, right? So your moving average difference between the spread of this slow one and fast one, it reads out to you here. So the bigger this spread, the bigger the volatility at the present moment. Okay, now here in the comments section, right? So you have fast, it is lesser, it's lesser than slow. So that means that your fast moving average, since it's bear, is actually below your slow moving average, right? Interesting. So that'll switch around as you move on to greater time frames or something. So here we go. Yeah. So we have the faster moving average here above or greater than the slow moving average. So that is how you change that. Now, I have added a very cool feature for this that absolutely changes the game for the signal generation, for the signal the generative signal system that this has built in it. Okay, so what is that? So that is called your higher time frame confirmation. So notice that it's disabled right now, right? So when we do that, when we want to use it, we go into the inputs menu, right? And then we select enable higher time frame confirmation. We put yes or check it to enable it. What this allows us to do is it allows us to forward check which time frames are exactly bullish here. So say, for example, we want to check the 5-minute time frame, and it's showing us here that it's bearish, right? So if we want to go up the time frames, let's say a 10-minute time frame, right? It's showing us that it's bullish. Okay, interesting. What about the 20-minute time frame? So 20-minute time frame is actually bearish, right? So then what about your hourly time frame? So hourly time frame is bearish. Let's see your 2-hour time frame. So 2-hour time frame is bearish. It looks like that is it looks like there's something happening here within consolidation, right? So up, down, up, down, up, down is kind of what you're reading, right? Because it was a large amount of upside or downside that the asset faced today, right? 6-hour time frame here showing bullish. So this is to show you guys, right, how potent or how pungent it is the bear bias versus the bull bias. Okay, so this is a very, very unique tool and absolutely something that certainly helps determine, it helps for us to, make better or more informed decisions should we trade the asset. Okay, guys. So I think this is a pretty good place to leave off for the Omega Lite. Remember that this is completely traditional volatility, which is a perfect metric actually for trading, either in the long term or in the shorter term. Okay, guys, so if any questions, you know what, I guess I can just tell you this real quick, right? So if we block the visibility of your price action here, and you see these troughs on the upside, right? These main big troughs. So those are areas of potential prior resistances and or prior supports, right? So these are your main supports here, guys. So as you can draw a line here straight across, and you can see how confluent it is, right? So bottom side here, bottom side here, bottom side here, right? So it does show you a fair bit of information here for you to kind of utilize for the future of trading. You can actually just add them yourself, right? So add a pivot there. You can add another pivot here, but since it's really close to this area here, then you might as well just draw a little bit of a box in that range, right? Just like this right over here, right? So then you have that box range there, and you also have this top side of the trough. And if you want to, dial in here another range, then that's okay as well. Okay, so this, it's just assisting you into determining where potential weekly tops, where the weekly tops and bottoms have been historically speaking, right? So it's up to you to use this as you will, okay? Because this it's always going to show in your unless you choose to take it off, right? But it'll always show for you. Okay, guys, so yeah, I think this is a pretty good place to leave off for the Omega Lite. I am going to display the link in the description below, okay, guys? So make sure to just kind of reach down there, and you'll see the links to the other algorithms there as well. Okay, guys, well, thank you so much, and we will speak very, very scary Jerry soon. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell the next day. Adios.